Welcome back to SEWCT. I'm Chef T, your host, and today we are going to be talking about a few different topics. So the first topic we're going to get into is vegan diet may promote healthy aging. Second topic will be how to build muscle on a vegan diet from health coach bodybuilder. They're going to get into a little bit of, we're going to touch on some small parts of that as well. Then we're going to end off in the technology world, since we're adding technology to our platform and talking about different technology that's going to be helping the world advance into hopefully a better world, right? So on coindesk.com, we are going to be talking about XRP. We're going to go into a different topic over here on CoinDesk. Nope, sorry, wrong one. Cointelegraph gets into a few different cryptocurrencies as well, including XRP. Then we're going to move into, lastly, the block crypto. Ripple paid 15.1 million in XRP incentives to Monogram. That's right, they are partnering with Monogram. Let's get into this, baby. This is really interesting. Plant-based diet supports healthy aging and could significantly reduce cardiometabolic diseases, including diabetes and heart disease. So this is a new review. Plant-based diets are becoming increasingly popular in the United States. A 2017 report, listen up, estimated that 6% of US consumers eat a vegan diet, up from just 1% in 2014. There are many reasons why people choose to adopt a vegan diet, including avoiding harm to animals and mitigating their environmental impact, very important, of intensive farming. So that's the impact of what, well, we're discovering and seeing the impact of intensive farming, which is insane. So it's really important to support farmers that are practicing these environmental, the sustainable environmental protocols that they should be doing for farming. Moving on, a new review of evidence on plant-based diets suggests that they may also protect against type 2 diabetes and heart disease, and could reduce cardiometabolic related deaths in the US. So a plant-based diet also provides health benefits. The diet is higher in fiber and lower in cholesterol and fat, and it actually scores higher on the health eating index. So an aging world, we're all aging, we're going to constantly age. Obviously our cells are constantly aging day to day and all that stuff. And as we get older, it's really important to start to be mindful of the consumption of foods, liquids, and all that stuff, and just lifestyle, environmental impacts on how that plays out in your life and your community as well, right? So one of the big things, it seems like, consuming more plant-based diet is that it's not only good for your health, but is extremely impactful on our environment in a sustainable way, which is really important. So this is interesting. So let's get into this article and see what they're talking about aging. Once again, this is found on medicalnewstoday.com. So links, as you know in previous podcasts, will be in my description. I don't think in the beginning I was doing this, but many of my description will have the links, including my YouTube channel as well. So if you want to go back and read the article, click those links, feel free to do more research as well. And if you come up with something that I missed, please share right in the comment section. Let's get into this. An aging world. The review focuses on health in the context of aging, and an important topic given that the world's population is rapidly getting older. The global population of adults 60 years old or older is expected to double from 841 million to 2 billion by 2050. Presenting clear challenges for our healthcare system, explains first author Hannah Kalava. I think I pronounced that right. Sorry if I didn't. She's a doctor, director of clinical research for the PCRM. Dr. Kalava and her team reviewed both clinical trials which researchers perform under controlled conditions, usually to test the effect of a specific intervention on a particular outcome. Epidemiological studies which follow people over time under normal conditions. They found evidence that a plant-based diet reduces the risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes. Specifically, they found that plant-based diets have half the risk of metabolic syndrome, which increases a person's risk of developing cardiovascular disease, a type 2 diabetes, and type 2 diabetes. Eating a plant-based diet could also halve the risk of type 2 diabetes itself, as well as heart disease events such as heart attack by 40%. That's huge. So they talk about blue zones. People who eat plant-based diets may also live longer. The authors refer to so-called blue zones, where people live longer than the average. Examples include Loma Linda, California, where people live up to 10 years longer than other people in California, and Okinawa, Japan, which has one of the highest life expectancy rates in the world, as well as not smoking and engaging in moderate physical activity. People in blue zones tend to have a mostly plant-based diet. In Okinawa, for example, people consume a diet high in sweet potatoes, green leafy vegetables, and soy products. As well as living longer, people who eat a plant-based diet may also remain cognitively healthy for longer. The author found one study which showed that the MIND diet, which is rich in fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds, but does not exclude animal products, reduced the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. The team found that DASH diet, which is similar to the MIND diet and the Mediterranean diet, were also associated with a reduced risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. The authors say that adopting a healthful plant-based diet could help delay aging process and reduce the risk of age-associated diseases. It could also increase a person's life expectancy. This includes this conclusion is in line with the findings of the Global Burden of Disease study back in 2017, which showed that a low intake of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and high intake of red and processed meats are major risk factors for disease. Now, this is a study they did. I didn't go deep into the study, but I'm curious to know if the study included grass-fed meats, which is a big difference from hormone-injected meat and all that stuff, as you know. So if cell structures wouldn't be, I don't think they would be the same as in terms of eating grass-fed and being able to roam the land, get their exercise. That's a big difference than crowded animals in a space, creating anxiety and stress for these animals, which then affects the cells in that body. It goes on to, you know, it's a whole long, you know, sort of domino effect on going from how they're being treated to the meats that's being served. So it's very interesting to know like how far, how deep they went with that, and what was the farming technique for all of this too at the same time. Anyway, the authors say that as well as offering significant benefits for health, plant-based diets could reduce health care costs in the US, which are close to 3.5 trillion each year. And with COVID this year, we're seeing how the healthcare system, this is not what they're saying, this is just my opinion. We're definitely seeing with the healthcare system and how it's been impacted by this this COVID disease, right? And if that's just a disease that we're dealing with now and seeing the impact, and we don't fix this now and take care of the healthcare system, like, who knows where that's going to go in the next few years if a pandemic comes back or a different pandemic comes back. You know, it's concerning to all of us. So this is really interesting to see how more companies, more people are going to get more creative with plant-based meals and hopefully making it healthy. Like, you know, one of my podcasts, I spoke about how a company was creating food in the lab. I mean that's essentially what Beyond Burger and Impossible Burgers are, but getting to the point to actually making actual like filet mignon in the lab. It's crazy. I can't. It's just crazy to see how science is just really advancing. So let's move on. So to this next topic. You can find this topic on thebeat.com. thebeat BEET.com. How to build muscle on a vegan diet from health coach and bodybuilder. So they go through her top 4 tips for building muscles naturally on a plant-based diet. But number 1, be consistent with your diet, workouts, positive mindset, and mental attitude. Number 2, experiment with different plant-based foods. Find the best plant-based protein source or sources that work best for you and fit well into your daily routine. Paying attention to, how your body performs after your meals is really important. This is how to get they're saying this is how to get results and keep results. So number 3, limit sugary treats and keep junk food to a minimum. Treats are okay to have in moderation. As we know already, moderation for everything. That's the true balance. But making the choice to consume primarily whole plant-based sources of food will help you feel your best and keep the cravings low. Number 4, the last one, track and be mindful of your food intake. So one of the things I like to use is MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal has been very helpful in just tracking your caloric intake for the day. And if you're not used to tracking caloric intake for the day, it's a great app to start out with. And they have a library of all the foods that are pretty much out there. I believe they have most of it. And it's not going to be exact, but it will at least give you an idea of approximate numbers of what you're probably working with in terms of calories in and calories out, if you're counting the calories out as well from your exercise. Anyway, so yeah, number 4, I'm thinking about food. Number 4, track and be mindful of your food intake. Very important. Whether it's counting calories or macros, especially when you're just starting out, it's important to pay attention to this. So that's her top 4 tips for building muscle naturally on a plant-based diet. She gets into it deeper than what I just gave you. That's just the surface of it. So click the link in the bio, thebeat.com. Moving on. So technology, right? We're in this technology world. Technology is advancing. Technology is extremely advancing in the financial world, which I'm really interested in seeing how that's going to play out. So we have things like cryptocurrency, blockchain. On Coindesk.com, we're going to talk about a cryptocurrency called XRP. And they give you a little bio of what XRP. You could go to ripple.com, I think, or ripplelab.com. If that's wrong, just you can Google Ripple XRP and you can find their website from there. So back here on Coindesk.com about XRP. XRP is known as a real-time gross settlement system. which is a currency exchange and remittance network that independent servers validate. The currency traded is known as XRP and transfer times for a minute. XRP can be exchanged for most other currencies, and its unique selling proposition being avoidance of fees and wait time often associated with banks. So think of it like you sending your money from New York to Australia, and it takes, I don't know, 7 to 10 days. And within that time span, you're probably losing, not even probably, you're definitely losing money. And along with all the fees, you know, there's just more money to lose. So when using XRP, that settlement will probably happen within a few seconds, right? Maybe a couple of minutes. So it's fast, and that's pretty huge, and that's disruptive, right? So let's continue here. It isn't made up of a blockchain, but rather a hash tree, and its currency can't be mined because there are a finite number of coins, 100 billion. XRP is popular with banks and institutions, though the XRP token isn't necessarily required for each transaction. So when you go to just a few, you know, I mean, you can look up XRP on coindesk.com as well, and they'll give you a bunch, like in their search engine on their website, they'll give you a bunch of news. But there's tons of news when you Google it. XRP, one of the recent news like 2 days ago, Ripple, which is the facilitator for XRP, the big company behind it. Ripple paid 15.1 million in XRP incentives to Monogram in Q2 2020. So that's found on the blockcrypto.com, and they get into it. Ripple paid its partner Monogram 15.1 million. So I believe Ripple partnered with Monogram maybe a year and a half ago or a year ago. I can't even keep track of time now. So 15.1 million in XRP incentives in second quarter of 2020. Monogram revealed the figure in its Q2 earnings reported published on Thursday. The NASDAQ listed firm said Ripple paid 15.1 million, but 6.3 million was offset by related transactions and trading expenses, leaving 8.8 million as a net benefit. Monogram categorized Ripple payout as market development fees and contra expense rather than revenue. The firm receives this incentives in XRP based on the volume it does via Ripple's on-demand liquidity (ODL) platform. The Q2 incentives are a tad lower than the previous quarter figure of 16.6 million. Monogram does not hold any XRP it receives from Ripple. We sell XRP as soon as we receive it, a Monogram spokesperson told The Block. Ripple and Monogram partnered in June 2019, so it was like a year ago, 2019, to leverage XRP in Forex settlements, part of Monogram's cross-border payment process. As part of the deal, Ripple invested 50 million in Monogram. Their partnership agreement is scheduled to expire in July 2023. Big company, Ripple, the company. If you don't know about them, definitely look them up. They're doing great things. We'll get on that topic on another podcast, but just slowly introducing you guys to some of the companies I'm looking at and researching along the way in this journey of the new world order, right? That's what it feels like. That's what everybody's saying. Things are changing, people. Things are changing. and technology is advancing and moving the world forward. I'm Chef T. Thanks again for joining me right here on SEWCT. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're watching or listening on the podcast, head over to the YouTube channel. And if you're watching, you already know what to do. Just hit that subscribe button and please help me build my audience. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.